Hey guys, Maya here. So I've been playing the Duet Night Abyss closed beta test for the last 9 days, and I have some thoughts. I'll go over a couple points from my previous video, the first impressions, but I have a lot more to cover now too. Just quickly recapping the things from my first impression video. One thing is the lack of being able to dodge with a right click. As it stands right now in the game, if you click the right mouse button, you shoot your ranged weapon, but there's also melee combat. And when there's melee combat, I'm used to the right mouse button being able to dodge. So hopefully the developers will take some suggestions regarding this. However, I did find my own way to fix it using the Logitech G Hub. Since I have a Logitech mouse, you could do this with whatever software goes with your mouse, say Razer Synapse for Razer mice and etc. I made a profile remapping the buttons on my mouse. Since dodge is shift, I remapped my right click to shift, and then I put my right click on a different button. So if I hit this button on my mouse to switch the profile, I can be attacking and then my right click does a dodge. I assigned my right button to shoot, so I'm not missing out on anything. The next point was the pull animation. Whenever you do a 10 pull, you'll find that the animation will hit you with a lot of screen flashes. That can be kind of painful to some people, and it might even trigger epilepsy. So do be aware. Hopefully they'll tune it down a little bit. Another point was during tutorials, whenever the game would direct you to one of the buttons up here in the top right, it would highlight that button, but you couldn't press the keybind, say C for armory, B for inventory, and etc. If it guided you up there, you had to physically click on it. You couldn't press the keybind to skip to it. I think it would be a nice little quality of life to be able to just hit your keyboard button, but I mean, it's not that big a deal. The next topic is the main scenario quest not giving enough XP. Now, this is something that just bothers me personally. I don't like doing the main story and then suddenly I'm not high enough level to continue doing the main story. If there's going to be level requirements on a story quest, a main story quest, then the previous story quests need to be giving you enough XP to meet those requirements. That's my opinion. My suggestion is to just buff the amount of XP so that you don't have an interruption there. Most people want to just start and not stop whenever they do the story. This forced stop whenever you don't meet the level requirement is kind of bad. The next topic, and probably the biggest one in my opinion, is the amount of time it takes to burn stamina. A lot of these missions require you to just sit there for 3 minutes at a time, and you can't change the timer. You can't accelerate it. You can't do anything to it. You have to just wait out the timer. What you do is you'll go up to this operating device, you'll interact with it, do the little puzzle that pops up, and then you're just kind of gonna have to chill for 3 minutes. Fortunately, if you build your characters right, you can kind of AFK it. You can summon your allies. If they're strong enough, they can keep you alive, but you will need to tab in to get some serum every now and then, probably once every minute and a half. But being forced to wait for 3 minutes is kind of egregious. This could take anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes just to clear 1 day's worth of stamina, and that's kind of not it. It's way too long. Next topic is this character's ultimate. This is Lynn. When you use her ultimate, I waited a little bit so that it wouldn't flash too terribly bad, but once she gets going up to snuff, you press her ultimate with a full sanity gauge and the flashing gets kind of bad. That's probably something to tune down a bit, just like the pull animation needs to be tuned down. Those are all the problems I had when I did my first impressions. I also had a suggestion. Whenever you're summoning your allies, you have to hold T or whatever keybind you have it assigned to, and you can summon your allies from these sigils. A suggestion I have is, since the 1, 2, 3, etc. keys aren't being used, maybe allow us to assign 2 of these buttons to 1 and 2 and be able to just hit the button on our keyboard and summon them rather than having to open the menu and then go to them. It'd be just a little bit faster, you know, but you know, it's not that big a deal. It's just a quality of life thing I would suggest. Maybe also considering having 2 slots designated for auto summoning whenever you go out into an area with combat, say in any stage that you burn stamina in, or you leave the city and enemies are around, they'll just come out. Maybe something to consider. It'd be pretty helpful, I think. Nice quality of life. And the last part of my first impressions video was the gotcha system. You can't see it in here anymore because I've already done my pulls, but I'll throw up a screenshot so you can at least see what I'm talking about. When I logged in, I saw that this banner for Psyche, she's the limited character right now. I saw that her banner had 2 options to pull. One was the Destined Chrono, and then one was the regular Chrono. With the Destined Chrono, you can pull her at 100% rid up 1 time with a hard pity of 90. As soon as you pull her, the Destined Chrono goes away, and then you have to go on to the regular banner where you are back to a 50-50 like most other gachas. This is a great step forward for gachas. I've been an advocate for over a year now of having the first pull of any limited banner be that limited character. The first time you hit a 5-star or equivalent, it should just be the limited character, not a 50-50. And my argument was, sure, you want to go past the base copy, 50-50 system. But man, when you have a new character come out, you really want her and you lose the 50-50, that feels bad. People quit these games over that. Maybe other games should take some advice out of this and add this system, like Star Rail, even Wuthering Waves. Although Wuthering Waves does have a 100% weapon banner, just like this game does. Here, let me move real quick. You're guaranteed to obtain the featured 5-star weapon with an 80 retraces. Yeah. 100% rate up on the weapon, just like Wuthering Waves has. Except this game is a little bit better because you have 100% rate up on your first pull of the limited character. Yeah, I think that should be added. Anyway, let's move on. We have covered all of my first impressions. Now I want to go over how this game works. So, like most other games, you have a standard skill and an ultimate skill. And a lot of these characters have some really unique stuff. Barry, I think, is my favorite one. She's a 4-star. You get her right away at the start of the game. She's a 4-star character, and she has something that I just really love. You press her ult, and you can throw sword waves out so long as you have enough energy. That is really cool. And her standard skill is a dash attack. Also a really cool animation. The bulk of what differentiates characters in this game are their standard and ultimate and passive skills. Otherwise, the weapons are equipped in a different category. You have your character, your melee weapon, and your ranged weapon. All of these are independent. So I can keep this Blade Amber Glow equipped and use any character I want. Say I can equip Yuming and he'll use the same weapon unless I change to a different weapon myself. Now Yuming wants a polearm, so I would switch to the scythe that I got off of Psyche's banner. I don't have access to his signature weapon, so we just grab this one. Yes, there are a variety of weapon types. We have polearm. This is a standard 5-star weapon that I just pulled earlier. It's a great sword. You have your regular swords. There's also katanas. I haven't gotten a purple or better katana yet, so I haven't been able to really use it much, but yeah, they exist. And in the ranged weapon category, there's a variety of things here too. You have bows, you have assault rifles, dual pistols. The character I showed you just a little while ago, Lynn, uses dual pistols. I have several copies of them. You have a fucking flamethrower. The fire from it takes the same color as the animations that your characters do. So with Yuming here, you can shoot purple fire. If you switch characters to say Psyche, green fire, green yellow. I don't know what the technical color is called, but whatever. If you have Fushu equipped, blue fire, light blue. If you have Lin, you have regular fire. Man, everyone has their own color scheme. Some characters have the same color scheme, like I believe Fina here has also blue fire, just like Fushu. Other than that, there's also a grenade launcher. You saw me using that a little while ago. Don't think there was any others. But yeah, you have a variety of characters. Fina here is a great character. She is very cute, and you can put, with her ultimate, you can put down this circle. If you use her skill during this ultimate, you can make the little thingy attack, and that knocks things around. And if you press her ultimate again, you can switch elements. Her ultimate can switch between water, fire, lightning, and air. Pretty cool, right? She's a really good summon character, I have found. And how to set up summon characters is over here in the tactical backpack. The game will guide you through this, of course, but I'm going to explain it anyway. So these sigils, you get a sigil with the character that they represent. So whenever you pull, say, Psyche, you'll get Psyche's sigil. Whenever you pull Fushu, you'll get her sigil. And each one of them has their own preferred weapon type. Like Fushu likes assault rifles, Fina likes swords, Psyche likes polearms. Her signature is a scythe, which is a polearm. Lin likes the dual pistols, and so on. But you can summon any two characters to help you fight. Fina is a good AoE support character. She'll do a lot of damage, she'll knock things around. Fushu is a great healer. Her ultimate will do a 100% AoE heal on all of your party members. It's a costly ultimate, but it's powerful. She basically will make it very easy to survive even when you're doing stamina burns on stages that are higher level than you. At level 50, I was able to do the level 60 stages without much issue. So individual characters. Fina's adorable. We've already gone over what she does. We've gone over what Fushu does. She heals. When she's deployed, she'll use her skill automatically. If you're in this, you get some passive healing. It's not as nearly as much as her ultimate, but you'll get some. Her ultimate does a full heal on everybody, like I said. And you can have up to 2 of those out at one time. And this character can benefit from skill duration buffs, which we'll go over demon sigils in a minute. Other character is Psyche, the current limited character that is available to pull. I don't know if this will be the launch character or if one of these others will be the launch character. Right now, Fushu, Psyche, Yuming, and Fina are not available on the standard banner, so I'm pretty sure those 4 are going to be limiteds, and Hilda as well. I tried to play Hilda, but I didn't really vibe with her. She has these things that she can summon that will just spin around her. I'm sure that's pretty cool for some people, but it's not for me. She's probably a pretty good support character to summon with the sigil, but I digress. Psyche is really fun. I spent most of my time playing on her. So what you do with her is lower than level 40, her sanity will get drained while her ultimate is active, but after level 40, her health will get drained instead. So when I activate her buff here, her ultimate, notice her health goes down a little bit. And you can fly, and you can shoot. You just hold that click and you can shoot, and this does a lot of damage. And her scythe has an extra effect on this. Her scythe is the first 2.5 seconds after using her ultimate, you get increased skill damage, but reduced ultimate damage. So what you do is her skill does something different while her ultimate is active. This is what her skill does regularly, and this is what her skill does with her ultimate. She's got a lot of movement, and that hits hard. Once you're out of sanity, which is the energy gauge down here in the bottom right that I am covering up. And let me just move real quick. This gauge down here in the bottom right is sanity. That's your energy gauge for your ultimate and your skill. They share a gauge. Her skill will consume that, but yeah, once you're out of that during her ultimate, you can just hold right click until you run out of HP. Try not to die. Fushi will help Psyche a lot. Anyway, next character. I didn't really play a lot of these 4 stars. I only really played Barry. I just pulled Truffle and Filbert. I haven't played them yet, so I don't know how they play. I didn't really like Hilda, but Yuming is the other character. This is the character that I decided that if he stays the same as he is now in beta, or at least similar, I'm going to pull him when he goes live. So what he does is you can use his skill, and he'll jump into the air a little bit, and then you can do a plunge attack for a big chunk of damage, and you can spam this. He's very fun to use in mobbing situations, like that 3-minute clear, like that 3-minute stage out we was talking about earlier. I didn't really notice the time going by when I was doing that stage with this guy. He's just a lot of fun, and he's hot. Ayo. Anyway, that's all the characters I want to go over. Oh, his ultimate is, I don't think I can get enough energy to do this ultimate without going out and finding something to hit. His ultimate is just a big burst of damage, and then his skill will do more damage for a little bit when his ultimate is active. So the ultimate will hit a big burst, and then some lightning will drop around you on any targets in range. And once that lightning runs out, his skill goes back to its regular damage. So we have enough energy here. Normally you start at 100 energy, but I have buffs through something called demon wedges that increases how much sanity I have. And you can get a variety of buffs there. You can increase your ammo on your ranged weapons, and well, we're about to go over that. But first, his ultimate. You see the dragon just kind of chilling here? Yeah, while the dragon's doing its thing, this does more damage. Pretty cool. I like this character. He's really fun. He's very brainless to play, but just very satisfying. It kind of feels like a Hulk smash character, and it's just fun. So, demon wedges. Let's go back to town. Okay, so demon wedges. Down here in the bottom right, you'll see a big red box called demon wedges with a tolerance gauge. Right now, this character has 62 of 70 tolerance. So what this is just a nice big chunk of buff items that you can equip, kind of like relics, I suppose. Okay, Snow, quit it. I'm trying to make a video here. Go away. Stop. Yeah, so this is some more advanced stuff that I haven't gotten into yet. I don't really have enough time left in the beta to dive into it, so I'm not going to go over that. But it does look like some of your sigils, depending on what you have down here, you can reduce the tolerance cost. Probably that means you can equip other higher cost things to get better buffs. But we're going to go over what we do know. So as you level up, your tolerance increases. At level 50, the characters have 70 tolerance. Same for the weapons. And some characters have a consonance weapon. So Psyche here has this here. Whenever you're using her ultimate, this is her weapon. She doesn't use her scythe. She doesn't use her gun. She uses this. This is what she does to shoot. Here, I'll show you. Oops. To use her weapon, and you just hold your left click, it's her little butterfly shooting. This is her continence weapon. So some characters have these, and you can put demon wedges in them too. Like right now, my Psyche has a couple equipped that are all green. Now, something important to know for your demon wedges is each wedge goes into one of 4 categories. You can have character wedges, melee wedges, ranged wedges, and damn, saying ranged wedges, it's like a tongue twister. Like my mouth wants to just go ranged weapons instead. And there's also consonance wedges. All of these are unique to each type, and you can level these up. As you level up your things, let's go find one that is not leveled up. Say this one here. This one gives HP. It's a gray. So you can go here to upgrade, and you can farm these carmine globules. You can farm those with stamina, and the more you level them up, the more the tolerance goes up. This one, for example, goes from 2 to 5 at max level, and the HP buff goes from 4% to 15%. Now, there's a variety of buffs. You can get HP, you can get your shield, you can get defense. This one here has a big chunk of shield. It's a purple. That's 75% shield. There's one here that has 2 buffs, 15% attack and max sanity increased by 20%. That's how my characters have extra sanity gauge. There's one here that affects your helix leap, which your helix leap is this. You hold control and press space. I have it on a macro on my mouse, but yeah, you hold control and press space. And with that demon witch equipped, doing that near enemies will damage them. Let's see, there's also damage dealt, and this one has HP percent. This one is another max sanity. It's plus 50%. That stacks additively, by the way. So you have a base of 100. This gives you plus 50% max. This gives you plus 20% max for a total of plus 70%. 70% of 100 is 70. So 100 plus 70 is 170. I'm at about half right now. I'm sitting in the mid 80s. I'm at about half. That's 170. We could sit here and wait for that to go up, but I'm too impatient for that. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of buffs here. Let's see, over on the weapons, you have attack speed. You have a big chunk of attack plus crit chance. You have crit damage, trigger probability. I'm not really too sure what trigger probability does. I think I just spam clicked through the tutorial part when that was being explained to me, but yeah, it is what it is. And you can also have specific types of attack on some of these. There's a slash attack. Over here in the ranged weapon sigils, you have mag capacity. This one gives me an extra 30% magazine, which takes this particular weapon from 50 to 65. You also have crit damage and trigger probability over here. There's slash attack on the ranged weapon. I'm not sure if that buffs your melee weapon or not. It might, not sure. You have crit chance, and that's everything I've unlocked for that. Over here in consonants, you have attack speed, crit chance, crit damage, attack percent. That's a big chunk of attack. Holy shit. 60%. So down here we have spike attack percent, trigger probability, and multi-shot, suitable for ranged consonance weapon. You know, I bet that would be pretty good for Psyche here. I about said Phoebe. This ain't Withering Waves. So let's upgrade this real quick, and let's see if we can notice a difference. So we'll use her ultimate. There is definitely more being shot. Okay, yeah, multi-shot, probably gonna be pretty good for Psyche here. But yeah, that's demon wedges. They're just a big collection of buffs. They cost a certain amount. You have a certain amount of cost that you can use, and yeah, you can get gray buffs, green buffs, blue buffs, purple buffs, and I believe there's also orange. You know, it's just like any relic system, except there's not a lot of variety here. You just level one thing up and that's how much stat you get. This game's going to be a lot easier to farm gear for if this is the case. So the next thing about characters is their introns. These are their duplicates. So we're going to have a fucking Intel CPU joke going here somewhere. So you have i1, i2, i3, i4, i5, and i6. So just like with most gachas. You get your base copy and then up to 6 dupes. And weapons can be smelted, so it looks like the letters for this game is going to be like I6, S5 or some shit. You can smelt your weapons, I believe 5 times. Can't smelt blue weapons, but I do have a lot of these dual pistols. Find one that is already built. I have one that's already built. I guess I don't. I guess we'll just level a random one up so we can go up to 3. I'm not quite certain how much higher you can go. I'm assuming it's up to 5, but I don't have 5 copies of any one thing, so I'm not sure. The most copies I got in melee weapons was the sword here. It's up to 3, and my ranged weapon, I have the flamethrower at 3 and that dual pistol at 3. I'm just guessing it goes up to 5. I'm not sure. There's also these little genie mons that you can get. Like, you'll capture these out just randomly. They spawn in stamina stages, they spawn out in the world. This one is the first one you'll come across. This one restores stamina for nearby teammates. It's the Z button that I've been pressing to get stamina back. There's another one here that provides an animo buff, that's air, and this one gives you healing, probably a good option to use with Psyche, so that you can maintain her health while using her ultimate. I don't know how effective it is though, I haven't tried it yet. And we've already gone over the tactical backpack. There's also the forge, but I haven't really dived into this very much. But you can craft a bunch of stuff here. Looks like that thing we were talking about for the demon wedges that'll reduce the cost. You can craft those here, so I'll craft one. Looks like it'll take 40 minutes to craft. Yeah, I'm not waiting for that. We're making a video here. So you can start the craft and then just AFK or log out and come back later for it. But I'm just going to speed it up here because of the video. So let's go in here to the character demon wedges, and where do I access? Is it down here? I forgot how to access it. Okay, so you click a slot, go to adjust slot track, and right here, let's select this purple one. So we'll adjust this purple one. We want to match the symbol here, so we'll use this book thing, select the symbol, and that'll reduce the cost. Wow, from 13 to 7. That's pretty cool. You can use this to really min-max and get a lot of extra purple buffs, orange buffs. You're probably going to need it to get a bunch of orange buffs. But yeah, overall this game is really fun. It's really cool. I am definitely going to give it a good whirl whenever it goes live. Hopefully some of these problems that I've mentioned will get addressed. Hopefully the characters that are fun already don't get changed too much, if they get changed at all. There definitely needs to be a toning down on some flashes. The stamina system definitely needs to be a little easier to burn stamina, a little quicker. Taking half an hour to burn all your stamina is a little bit of a stretch. Something else I was sad about is when you're in town, if you hold Z, you can change back into your Fox Hunter, your MC character. At the start of the game, you could play with this character. Now, you didn't get to do any combat with her, but you could jump around and stuff just like I can here, but you can't fight with her. I would really love to just be able to fight with her. It's like whatever character you have equipped, your Fox Hunter does their abilities, but you can use the Fox Hunter's appearance. That would be cool, because I think the Fox Hunter is really cute. I would love to play as her. Otherwise, she doesn't really do anything. She's just the main character in the story. She doesn't participate in any combat. As far as I know, maybe going through some main scenario and you can unlock some stuff later. I don't know, I didn't go through all of it. I'm not going to talk about any story in this video because spoilers. There's some rather touching points in the story that I don't want to spoil for anybody. And one more thing about your stamina stages. There's a couple of these stages that actually don't require stamina in this page. Your character demon wedges for melee and consonance weapons, and then for range and consonance weapons. These stages, these demon wedge stages, do not require stamina. Instead, if you click into one, you select the commission manual, and you can get 300% more, which is a couple extra demon wedges. The blue one is 1,000% more, so 10 extra, and then the purple one is 2,000%, which is 20. Yeah, you can do these as much as you want. You can do them without a commission manual. The commission manual is just to make it faster. You get more rewards at once. You don't have to farm as long, but you can still farm with no manual. You just don't get very much for your time. So if you're really desperate for specific wedges, I guess you could just bash your head against the wall for a while. Anyone that does that, I wish you luck getting your wedges fast. And just like with most other gachas, you can pay your pull currency to get extra energy. In other words, you can refresh with your pull currency up to 8 times. So your first one costs 40, then it goes up to 60 for your second, then up to 100 on your 4th, 150 on your 5th, 6th. Number 6 costs 150, and then number 8 costs 200. So what that come out to be? Hold on. It was 40, then 250s, then 2 100s, and 2 150s, and then a 200. So a total of 840 it looks like. Something along that line. Yeah, you can do a lot of refreshing if you're a well. Although, honestly, I got to a point pretty quickly in the beta where I could level all of my characters up and I didn't really need the stamina. But you can still farm money, you can still farm XP, you can farm whatever you want to just like build up mats so that whenever you get your next character, you can just insta level them. You know, typical gacha game stuff. But yeah, this combat, these characters, I've been having a blast. I really think this game is great, and I'm looking forward to trying it when it goes live. I didn't want to do too much in the beta because, you know, the beta is getting light, but it was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys will give it a try when it goes live and have fun yourselves. But until then, I'll still be covering other gacha games, and you can find me in a variety of places. And check my description for all of those things, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.